It's tough scrambling over all these rocks, but it's kind of a cool hike in, going up through this canyon to get to this mine. The fact that it's not easy to get in is a good sign as well, since it means that people haven't come out and stripped the site and looted it, most likely. I spotted this one from above and wasn't able to find it on any maps, find a name or anything about it at all. It just looks cool on a map. Excuse me, on visual observation from above. So hopefully expectations match the reality when we get there. But yeah, I can't imagine the work the miners must have done to build a road up through here, through this wash. It would have been extraordinary. There are a few patches here and there where we've seen road bed you know, left on the side. So obviously they did have a road coming down the middle here, but man, that must have been a lot of work. And they probably would have to do repairs quite often. All right, carry on and hopefully get to the mine before too much longer. Still going, and the canyon is getting narrower, but we're seeing metally bits here and there, which is a good sign. There's something else right there. So, obviously,
oh, there's a belt.
A belt, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That implies heavier infrastructure.
Stitch belt.
I like it. I like it. That's a good sign. Anyway, we're just snaking our way through these canyons that I mentioned. Like I said, it's a cool hike. Just hope there's a reward at the end. And I don't mean a flash flood. All right, we've been going long enough now. We're expecting to find a lost city at the end here. One of the ancient cities of gold or something else promising. Well, it's supposed to blow out at the end where the mine is. So hopefully we'll be reaching that point soon. Well, we've arrived and I like it. There's a lot of complexity built into this ore chute system here. The light's terrible, but there is, where's my finger? There we go. There's a chute there, hits a trestle, another bin, ore chute slides down, another bin, just keeps working its way down the bottom here. I like the complexity of it. Lots of little waste rock piles dotting this hill here. So, pretty curious about this one. I'll go on the other side of this one and get a view for you in better light. But first impression, looks good. Up above now, and here's a better look at the system of chutes and ore bins. There's a wonderful curve in the rail at the end of this trestle here. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can see it on the camera. Those were to serve as a stop. In other words, that would stop the ore car from continuing to roll forward. But having done enough track work in our mine, I have a keen appreciation for the flawless nature of those curves right there. Now, looking behind me, there's a chute here, and then presumably there's an adit up there. You can see that flat area to the right of the chute, so we'll go check that out. I was standing close to the ore bin before. Here's a look at that upper chute. There's some waste rock past it, as you can see. This waste rock pile we're on now is actually fairly substantial, and the portal behind us here, that's my friend's equipment right there. There's a better view of that waste rock pile. It's pretty substantial. I don't know if you can tell in the light or not because it's pretty bad, but the pile is pretty substantial. And then there's some more stuff up there. See the pile up there? This is the portal, which looks really cool. This is probably in my top 5 portals of all time. I love the scene with the rail extending out here by my feet and out. Got an old workbench right here with some metally bits on it, which looks very cool. And then, like I said, this scene, I just think it's really cool looking. With the rail wrapping in through here. Oh man, what a great scene. I love it. Oh, this is so cool. This looks so cool. This is just reminds me of that Disneyland ride with the mine train. This looks awesome. Huge fan of this mine so far. That's just a little pocket up there. Keeps running ahead. I see it looks like an ore chute there. There's stope running down here, and then there is a drift going off this way, but that just dead ends right there. So we'll keep going down this main section here. Cool ore chute here. It's actually not plugged. There's space out there, and then it keeps bending around that way. Just past that ore chute, there's another drift heading back this way. I don't think this goes anywhere, but it might. Nah, it doesn't. That's it. So, I really like this light colored rock. Some mine videos, the rock is really dark, and so it makes it hard to illuminate the video very well. Continuing this way. I love it. We're just wrapping, bending around through here. A little cross cut there. Cool hanging wall right here. You can see they had a fault zone here. And you see the contact zone right there. Those two different styles of rock, or two different types of rock, I mean. That's cool. And pretty colorful. Hopefully that's coming across on the camera. But yeah, see what I mean with the fault? You see how smooth it is here? As opposed to how rough it is on this side. I can see it much more clearly here. You can see the fault sort of disappearing into the rough rock there. That's pretty cool. Nice clean mine so far. I like it. Looking straight. There's a drift going straight. We'll look at this way first. Try and be consistent, cover all our bases. That I don't think goes anywhere. Yeah, that's the end right there. Sticking to this left-handed theme. This probably just pinches out as well. Yeah, that's it. Because I've got some quartz here, actually. That could be calcite, but I think that's quartz. Interesting. Looks like my friends are catching up back there. Those are the voices you hear in the background. Friends. Still working our way through. Little pocket. Haven't seen any big stopes or anything like that. This seems more exploratory than anything else. And that is it would seem. It's colorful, but I don't think they found what they were looking for. Like I said, there's no evidence of production here in the form of stopes, or I should say very little. Very little evidence. However, there are a lot of other waste rock piles outside, so let's go check those out. We just finished exploring that adit, and now we're going to head up, check out this stuff. However, I was looking at things across the way. I noticed there's an old miner's trail. I hope you guys can see this in the bad light, but there's an old miner's trail running up. It looks like there's something there in front of me, and I can't tell if it keeps going up or not, but there's a lot going on at this site, I will say that. While I was filming that last segment, my buddy Jake was looking at the metally bits on the table behind me and noticed this one, and look at that, 1916. We don't know what it was or what it's from, but the date is cool. We just hiked up from that waste rock pile there, and there is a level directly in front of me that I saw had an adit on it on the way up, and above I can see the little adit peeking out right there. There's more stuff farther up the hill, and then there's an adit across the way there, and miners trails crisscrossing all through here. So like I said, there's a lot going on here, so there might be some stuff down there as well. So yeah, see that trail down there? Yeah, the trail starts there.
It's this fucking switchback.
Yeah, works its way up. We just crept along the edge here to get to that portal I pointed out a second ago. So that must punch into one of the others. I don't have my lights on yet. See this thing on the left dropping down? I bet that drops down to that ore chute we were looking up a little while ago. Alright, let me get my light out. We just came from the portal there. I've got my lights on now. And there's kind of a cool stope here below. See that's the bottom. Got a pillar there that extends past that stole around the bend. I'm certain this is that, or tied into that ore chute that we looked up and the adit below. This scene looks really cool. I love, you got stuff going off in that direction, and you've got all this action going here. There's something going back that way. Old ladder here. Daylight's up there, which is doing a good job lighting things up. Oh, come on, this whole scene just looks so cool, so photogenic. It looks like there may have been something there that was backfilled. It looked like it was all packed in right there, which would make sense because there probably is a bunch of water running down there. I'm already started in this direction. Let's do the right hand rule. How square and flat the drift is here. Okay, I've got, I see daylight here. Okay, that ties into what we were looking up to there. Maybe a crude ore pass. And then, where's that go?
Daylight.
Huh. Guess maybe these are ore passes. Yeah. You can see how the rock's kind of beat up right here. I would imagine that's from the rock getting dumped down and grinding against the sides. Oh man, I love the aesthetics of this mine. It's cool looking. Looking over here, the air just shifted. It got warm. I got a gust of warm air when I started going down here. Very colorful in here. If you guys aren't getting that. Looks like an old blasting cap tin. Nice and wide, spacious here. There's something up ahead. Some kind of infrastructure up here. Ooh, this looks cool. This is very cool. So that's another form of a stop In other words, the car would have come rolling in, and then when that starts getting wide there, if it didn't derail, which you wouldn't want to go too fast, if it didn't derail, I would get stopped there. And this, ooh, this drops. I don't want to fall down there, but I do want to show you. This drops straight down there. I think that's just a pit. I don't see any drifting or anything going off of it. And then the drift keeps going around that way. So let me climb over this and we'll pick up over there. I crossed over this pit here, and in case I didn't mention it before because I don't remember, this is a windlass, or what's left of a windlass. You can see the notches in it. So they would have been cranking up where they're getting out from down here by hand. I still think it's just a pit. That's not a drift level down there. That's kind of, it's stoped out down there, but there's nothing drifting off. So I think they're just clearing out that pit. And then there's some pretty big timbers tossed back here. I believe that's the end. I'll check to be sure, but yeah, that is it. So I climbed over that for nothing, but that counts as a turn. So next time something stupid comes up, it's somebody else's turn to do it. I burned a turn on that one, which is good. It's kind of a cool view of that structure. Guess we're gonna keep climbing up the hill. That's the level we just checked out. I just had to climb up one of the ore passes in that chamber where the daylight was coming in. Little pocket there. And let's see how things are looking up here. That was a drift level there. This is not just a stope. Drift level there. That's down where we were. You recognize the track pattern? And then there's that that ladder. This is gobbed up here. Kind of cool. I can understand they wouldn't want to lift this up and out. There's the daylight and the ladder there. Probably try and go out that way. It's easier than dropping back down and climbing out. We came in. Just face out or?
Up. Faces
oh,
up
okay.
to a stope.
More colors here. Oh, this is that other ore chute. We looked up. Now we're looking down. And sure enough, this is a stope. But I don't think we need to climb it because, well, if it doesn't intersect outside. Oh, that's it. So we don't need to climb it because we can see the end right there. See the stole right there? That's kind of cool. All right, well, let's climb that ladder. Keep working our way up this hill. I just climbed up the ladder there. My friends didn't like the ladder, so they're crawling out through a tiny little passage there. There's a view of the canyon. You can see we're working our way up. And I think there's more stuff above us. And of course there's a view of that stuff across the way. That might be a decent size added across the way. The waste rock piles, yeah, it's on the smaller side, but you never know. Sometimes the smallest waste rock piles turn into huge things. Around the bend, and sure enough, there's a waste rock pile there for us to check out. And there's a trail dropping down in front of me, and I don't remember that weird shaped pile, or I don't remember noticing that on the way in, so I don't know if there's something down there or not. It's worth checking out though. But these trails, look, there's another lower trail there extending up the canyon, so that would suggest there's more here. Made it up to the next level. I can't see anything of the reflection of the sun on the camera lens, but My friends are coming up there. Got some interesting trails cutting across over there. Really hope you can see that. There's an upper one and a lower one. They're pretty well marked. I don't mean marked in terms of, you know, signs and things like that, but just in terms of being well-worn trails. And then directly behind me is the next adit. Better look at the portal. Let's go in, check it out. This one doesn't have rail, unlike the prior adits we've been in. But it does go. So maybe this is older and pulled the rail out, brought it down below. Who knows? I'm assuming that's the vein right there. Look at that. That looks natural. Natural pocket right there, but that almost looks like foamy volcanic rock. Interesting. Alright, I hope there are some interesting features up here. Okay, this is kind of weird little chamber here with some colorful rock above us. When I see something that mineralized, I usually assume that's a target for the miners. Looks like they started something there, and this is a dead end. That's it. So I'm not sure where we're going to go next in terms of this complex, but down or up, we'll figure it out. That's the area we have been checking out across the way. I climbed across to that prospect or adit we saw across the way. Bit of a disappointment with this one. That's the end right there, and looking at this one, that is the end right there. So, like I said, a bit of a disappointment, but now we can see where these miners trails go. I'm on, because I hiked up to this one, I'm on the upper trail right now. The upper trail extends over here, so see where the upper trail goes. Might give us a chance to look down on the lower trail, see where that goes at the same time. So, you know, the old two birds with one stone thing. My friends didn't feel like climbing up this way, so they headed back down the canyon. I'm soloing it now. So I hope I find something really good I can rub in their face. I hate to say it, but I'm starting to think my friends made the right call by going back. I'm not sure this isn't going to go anywhere. I don't know if you can see the upper trail I'm walking on. See the rocks built up on the side there. The trail wraps up that way, and then the lower trail, I had eyes on it just a second ago. Lower trail, where did it go? Well, oh, there it is, through there. Anyway, the mine we were checking out is there. It looks like there might be a little prospect up at the very top there. I don't think that's worth climbing up there for, though. I still want to see. I'm still going to run this out. I want to see where it goes, but I'm not feeling so optimistic at the moment. Still on the miners trail, leading up that direction. I stopped though because I wanted to show you this plant. I don't know the name of it, the species. I'm not as familiar with the desert plants, but I thought it looked almost like coral. So, some of the audience knows desert plants. What is this plant? Inquiring minds wish to know. Looks pretty cool, huh? Now, of course, we've got all the Joshua trees here as well. I really like the Joshua trees. All right, still hiking up this trail. It's getting steeper, as you can tell. Really curious where this is going. I mean, the miners put a lot of work into building this. See, I don't know how well you can tell how built up all these rocks are, but they put a lot of work into this trail and the lower trail, which I can't see at the moment, but it's down there somewhere. So, big question in my mind is why? Hopefully we answer that soon. There was a purpose to it. Followed the trail around here and just came across this. I don't think there's much to it, but the trail did serve a purpose, obviously. Myers just didn't build the trail for fun. Few metal bits over here. There's a sardine tin on the ground there. And it looks like there might have been a structure over there. There's a few wood scraps left over there, but this waste rock pile is not very big, so I don't have huge expectations for this, but you never know. You never know. I'll get in there and check it out. Looks like there's some kind of classifier right here in front of me. All right, old bucket. And it actually goes back a little bit farther than I expected. Might even go back farther. I'll check. But like I said, there's a bucket here with a label on it, actually. Now that's pretty cool. I have no idea how old that is, but that's pretty cool. Cottonseed oil, beef and mutton fat. You know what? That alone made it worth coming up here. That's cool. We've got canvas, remains of canvas something there. Canvas something right there. Obviously the rodents like this spot. I think this ends. Yeah, that's the end. But I'm glad I came up here just for that label. Nothing else, because that's really cool. And I forgot to mention, I lost the lower trail. I have no idea where that went. I'll scope it out when I go down, just make sure I didn't miss anything. Way up on the hillside across the way, you can make out some prospects. Obviously one of them's open. You can see that opening there. I'm just not feeling motivated to climb up there. I'm already gonna be hiking out in the dark, so I'll leave those for somebody else. I'll let another mine explorer check out those prospects. I think they're just gonna be the same as what we did. Oh, there's another one. Where'd it go? There. My finger's too big for the zoom, but right at the bottom where my finger is, there's one up there as well. So there's a little bit more stuff here, but like I said, I think we've gotten the gist of it, and I'll leave those for another mine explorer. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think it's pretty cool for one that didn't know anything about, didn't find anything on. It's a pretty good gamble, I think. It's a fun one. Just hiking in was fun even. I mean, I say that hiking out in the dark, but hiking was fun. I was hiking back down the wash in front of you, and it's hard to tell from this vantage point, but there's a really steep drop off right there, so I had to climb up and around on these rocks. They're steeper than they look, trust me. Good news is it gave me a great vantage point for the mine. You can see the ore bin, ore chutes there, the first portal up on the upper right, and then the area where we went up the mountain. Good light now, the wind's not gusting through here. Good view of it. I found an even better vantage point to see this complex here. Something I didn't notice before, I was looking at the little workshop on the right there. See the doorway and the window and such? It's a lot more than just an ore bin. So I'm gonna have to climb up there and see how things look. Probably stripped out, but worth checking. There's the infrastructure, way I walk up the hill. But oh yeah, you can see the roof on it too. You see the, what am I trying to say? The metal sheets right there for the roof. Sheet metal, that's what I'm trying to say. It's been a long day. Woke up at 3 a.m. Sheet metal there. So we'll go check that out. I was last filming on the other side of the wash. I've come over to the building, which this was the compressor house. They would have had their compressor mounted here. Everything else appears to be gone. Haven't dug around in the sand at all, but looks like everything's gone. It's good for a few cans and bits and pieces, but that's pretty neat. The shelf up here. And then they used to use the rock for the back wall. This is neat. A few little artifacts down here. Interesting rock. I think that's rock. No, that's some organic matter. I don't know what it is. Look like rock from my perspective. Over here, quick peek inside this section. You can see horseshoe right here. Just failed. And just a better look at the guts of this facility. Pretty cool. I don't think they made money on this mine. Yeah, there are a couple stopes, but I think for the amount of work put in, just building the road to get out here, don't think they made money on this one. Metal lined ore bin looks like it's in pretty good shape. Anyway, like I was saying, just for the cost of the road in here, let alone the cost of building the infrastructure, hauling the compressor out here, that must have been a nightmare. And everything else, I don't think they made money on this one. But doesn't mean we can't enjoy it, right? Well, like I said, I'm already gonna be hiking out in the dark. I get started. See you guys at the next mine.